Corbin Burnes. Corbin, thank you for joining the show.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me on again.
Burnsy, where are you? Are you in prison?
Yes, basically. Now I'm in the tunnel here in Cleveland. It's the only place I can get a connection to talk and hear some stuff. So, shocker, Cleveland's got the AA Wi-Fi rolling.
Unbelievable. Hey, Corb, I want to talk to you about something that I love and enjoy. You got thrown out the other day. Now let me just review this toss here. You were arguing about calls a little bit, and then you got in the dugout. You said something. DJ Rayburn looks at you, and you give one of these, like what now? Take us through that whole situation, because I thought it was great. You didn't, and then he ends up throwing you out because your shoulder shrugged. Then you started laughing loud like that. It was just the arrogance on your part was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, so DJ had a tough game behind the plate.
There it is.
I didn't say anything to him the whole game. So I was for 6 innings. I didn't give him anything. He was giving me the cutter off the edge. So not going to bitch too much about the stuff he was giving me below the zone. But I ended up walking 4 guys that night, which I think was maybe a career high for me. So 2 of the walks should have been Ks, and so we could see every pitch he's missing, obviously on the iPad in between innings. So I'm not saying anything. He's giving me the cutter off the edge, and finally gets to the 6th inning, and he stops calling the cutter off the edge, and he's not giving me stuff at the bottom, and so it just kind of obviously boiled up there, and made the last out, made the sliding catch over the shoulder. No one likes to talk about the athletic play I made. They want to talk about the ejection, but I spiked the ball, and when I stand up, he's like staring right at me. Like he wanted it from the get-go. Like he was just staring right at me as soon as I stood up. So I'm walking the field, I'm not going to say anything. And he's still looking at me. I was like, DJ, that's terrible. And he goes, what? He goes, I haven't missed a pitch all night. And then that's when I saw red.
No.
Like, really?
No.
Like, every umpire knows that, hey, there's some calls, hey, I might have missed this and that. But he was so adamant that he hadn't missed a single call. And that's where I hit him with, okay, well, DJ, that's terrible. We can see every pitch that you're missing in between innings on that iPad in there. And he goes, hey, you could take that iPad and shove it up your ass. So we had some words after that. Got into the dugout, and again saw the pitch that he had missed. Again, another strike. So I was like, Counts came up to me, hey, you're done. I was at 98 pitches. Like, all right. I said, I'm getting tossed after this first pitch. First pitch, curveball. Again, not anywhere close to the zone. It was up and out, and I yelled at him, probably not. And he looked at me, and goes, okay, now what? And I shrugged my shoulders like what? Like what? And I got nothing for you. It's probably not a strike. It wasn't. And so he tossed me. And so then I laughed at him and said, hey, let me know how many calls you missed, tomorrow at the game. And of course, that was the first game of a 4-game series, and he didn't even look in the dugout or try to talk to me at all. And it's funny, all the guys in the clubhouse the next day were pulling up his rating that you see on Twitter, and it was one of the worst in like 4 or 5 years. So, but hey, he didn't miss a call. So,
yeah, but here's my thing. An umpire can say that to you. Why don't you take that and shove it up your ass? But if you were to say that back to him, then you're getting tossed and probably, fined even more. So that bothers me for one. And you give a shoulder shrug like Michael Jordan after he hit 6 threes. Like, what now? Oh, no, you ain't MJ. Get going. Like, where's the disconnect here? Is what I'm saying. Like, that would bother me even more.
Yeah, the umpires have tough nights, and I was just one of them. And apparently the shoulder shrug is what sent him over the edge. And the funny part was after that game was in Zach Brown had their concert on the field for the ALS awareness. And so the umpires stayed after the game to watch the concert as well, like we did. So Wade Miley was going back and forth and just stirring shit up. Like, hey, DJ, did you really tell him to shove the iPad up his ass? And DJ's laughing. And, just like, this guy knew that he had a bad night, and he was out there enjoying the concert, doing whatever. So I was like, whatever. It's over with.
Hey, I'm going to be the first one to come on here and compliment you. So absolutely, that was such a great catch. Even better spike in the end zone after you caught it. That was good. But I need to take that hat off for a second. I need you to take the hat off.
You're the first one to spot it.
OMG. You are dreamy. Yep. I mean, are you a rookie now? I mean, are you?
I lost 5 years with the haircut.
Absolutely. Those arbitration numbers are skyrocketing right
eyebrows
now.
too. Look at the eyebrows.
I mean, you shaped the eyebrows up.
I was gonna shave the beard off and go completely clean shaven and short hair, but then they might have cut me if they saw the new guy trying to get on the bus, and so I left the beard.
No. They wouldn't have cut you because the Brewers just keep calling up all the rookies. So they would have been like, oh yeah, here's our new guy, Corbin
Yeah, here's the guy.
Burnes. And hey, if you shave the beard off, and now that you shave the hair off, the eyebrows are looking tight. Are you going back to the goggles? Are you going back to the glasses?
No, that's what everyone asks. Is that are the goggles coming back out? I said no. So the goggles was a 1 year thing. Look what happened. 18, great year. Wore the goggles out in 19 and got my shit wrecked. So the goggles are no more.
the goggles got trashed, and now it's all just contacts.
Yeah. And I got LASIK surgery. I full and went it. I had it all completely done. So I don't even own a pair of glasses anymore. It's great.
Nice, good for you. And you probably you don't have to hit anymore. So who cares if the LASIK didn't work? You just don't have your nerd goggles anymore. But the question I have is, did you think about going to Weimer's guy when it was time to cut it off?
I thought about it. I thought about doing the whole mullet, but I'd already told the guys like, hey, if we get to the postseason, like I'll shave it for a mullet. So at least I've got 2 months. I can get some decent length back. That if we get to the postseason, we need that stretch run. I'll shave it for a mullet for the postseason.
Love it.
Yep.
I feel like the haircut changes the mojo a little bit. I know you mentioned the series you've got in Cleveland right now, and I know there's some background noise. You did an excellent job finding the Wi-Fi signal. But what is just the feeling you guys have right now, trying to get through the series against a team that's also kind of in a similar spot, scuffling and just trying to get ahead?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to find that that mojo that we had in April. Obviously, that was when we were playing the best, offensively, defensively, on the mound. So just trying to get it figured out. We've got a lot of great players in the clubhouse, and it's been kind of a streaky time that we have guys go off and guys are struggling. So just all about getting together, hanging on while we can, knowing that hey, at some point it's all going to click. Hopefully, this could be the series against the Indians or Guardians. Sorry. So we've got a 10-day roadie now all on the East Coast. So, hopefully this 10-day East Coast swing can kickstart us and, we can get back into first place.
Hey, question for you here. I want to go to an article I read the other day with Ken Ravizza, the late Ken Ravizza, mental skills coach. And it brought up in the article about you going back to the basics, really waking up, making your bed and just getting that first win. Can you explain that to some people exactly what that is? And, so I don't sound a little crazy what I'm talking about, making someone's bed, but honestly, getting prepared for the day and getting after it a little bit so you can get your mind right.
Yeah, I mean, so the easiest task to do in the morning is wake up and make your bed. If you can wake up, make your bed, you start stacking tasks and wins on top of each other. So when you get to the field, you've got this, base and foundation of, hey, I've made my bed, I brushed my teeth, I picked up my bedroom, cleaned up the kitchen, whatever it may be. You stack these wins and tasks on top of each other. So when you get to the field, you have this momentum, you have this mindset of, hey, what am I going to do at the field to win today? So get in and, for me today, it's, go in and get a good upper body lift and go out and get a good catch play and go do some drive work on the mound. So like you wake up, you make your bed, that kind of kickstarts your day and you start stacking these wins on each other. So when the end of the day rolls around, you're like, hey, I had a productive day. I can, lay my head on the pillow at night and, rest easy and wake up and do it again tomorrow. And
I think what people don't understand too as well, the mental side of this sport is so hard to grasp because you're playing 162 games. You have at least 30 to 35 games in spring training. There's a lot of ups and downs. And for you and for people and young kids out there to think about getting a win from Jump Street, waking up in bed. I mean, how many kids do make their bed? I know my kids don't do it. I know they're not brushing their teeth until I tell them. So it's something as simple as that to get your day going and get your mind in the right path. I think kudos to you because that's a really interesting feat.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's a long season. You're going to go through months where you're not feeling great, on the mound, at the plate, defensively, whatever it may be. But if you can wake up and continue to stack wins and, track your progress through the day, whether it's through your journal, whatever it is, when you look back at the end of the month, say, hey, I had a tough month, but I'm in a good spot. I've been, killing it in the weight room. I've been killing it in the cage. I've been killing it in bullpens, whatever it may be. You see the light at the end of the tunnel knowing that, hey, it's going to turn around. And in a 6-month season, 2 months of spring training and, month of postseason, it's a really long season. So just knowing that, hey, one bad month, one bad week, isn't going to completely derail your season because you're waking up and doing what you can every day.
Let's be honest. Bad months for Corbin Burnes or Borbin Kearns, whichever name you're going with the new look. A bad month for you is like some people are looking around like, am I an all-star? Like your expectations and what you've set are so high. What would be a successful season with your new mindset from here on out for you?
Yeah, so for me, my goal at the beginning of every year is health. If I can be healthy the entire season, I'm making 32, 33 starts, and that gives me the opportunity to be on the field and do what I can do. If I can't, be healthy and be on the mound, I can't go out and try to win games for the team, whatever it is. So, bless you. So for me, if I can be healthy, making 32, making 33 starts, giving the team a chance to win every single day, then I know that the work I put in the offseason, the work I put in the 5 days leading up to my start, I know that I can go out there and have success and do what I do. So the only way that I can do that is health. So that's my goal every year. That's my goal in between every start, is make sure I'm recovering, make sure I'm healthy to be out there and give all that I can for 6, 7, 8 innings, whatever it may be for that day. But health is the number one priority for me.
Corbin, I'm curious how you're able to use that training that you have on the mental side and then also putting it into practice to also try to figure out how to either block out the noise that you think it might be when it comes to hearing your name pop up from fans and media when it comes to trade rumors or that possibility, and then also still trying to focus and do your job at this time and in the next few weeks.
Yeah, so for me, that goes back to one of the things that I started working on from the beginning with the mental side of it is the controllables. I know that what people say, what the rumors are, even what other teams are doing against me. I know that I can't control any of that. What I can control is wake up in the morning, making my bed, giving my best effort that day, getting the work done in the weight room, getting the work done in catch play, just doing what I can to make myself available every 5 days. And then also when I get out there, it's not worrying about what umpires are doing, what the hitters are doing against me. So it's trying to execute as many pitches as I can and controlling the things that I can. And at the end of the day, if something else happens that's out of my control, then you just have to shrug it off and go with it. And if that means getting a trade, getting beat up on the mound that day, whatever it is, you live to survive another day and just to get back after it.
All right, so you brought up those trades. Here's my trade. I know I've talked about this on the show, but back in 2018 when you were a rookie and Big Woo was still rookie, you came up and then Big Woo was trying to solidify himself. They came to me and asked me, and I didn't know who Keston Hiura was. I think it was Keston Hiura who they were going to throw in, but they said, would you trade Corbin Burnes and Big Woo for Jacob deGrom? They asked me this, and I was like in the org for like 2 minutes. Would you have made that trade if you were the owner of Corbin Burnes and Brandon Woodruff? Would you have made that trade for Jacob deGrom on a rental?
I don't know. I mean, with the amount of years that me and Woody still were going to have, obviously you don't know what we were going to do at the big league level, but I think the value that we had brought to that team in 2018, I think it would have been a really tough decision to trade us to away. We were the guys that were coming in kind of the 6th, 7th inning and bridging it to JJ and Hairdo and Knebel. So, to lose both of us to get a starting pitcher as a rental, I think would have been a difficult decision. But I mean, at that time he was one of the best starters in the game. So I think at that time you probably think, hey, we're either win-win. We keep these two guys, or we get the best starter in the game. Looking back on it with the injuries he's had. It probably would have changed their decision now, but that's a tough one. It's if you're asking me right now, with the starting rotation we have, I would probably say that we would stand pat and keep the bullpen help and keep those extra innings versus selling out for one starting pitcher.
I have to say that I said no, but I definitely thought about it, and I'm glad because I make a lot of wrong decisions. Just ask my kids that I make mistakes all the time, but I said no, don't trade them, but it was really close. I have to be honest.
And that's why he's still there.
That's why he's still there, fighting with the team in arbitration.
Because of you.
Yeah.
Because of me. Sorry, Cor.
Yeah, thanks, Kratzy. Shit.
Sorry, man.
Hey, do you play in the Phoenix Pro-Am with Cam Davis and Bubba Watson in February?
Yep. I played in that a couple years now.
How cool is that, man? I would love to do something. Me and Kratz have been waiting.
For sure.
Hey, just so you know, you're not going to what is it? Trout National before us. Just so you know, we're going to make sure.
He's definitely invited before us. We're schmucks now.
Hey, that's my guy. If he doesn't give me a call or give me a membership, you and me are going down by ourselves. Talk to us about playing with professionals. I would say you hit 196 mile an hour one time. Was it straight, right, left? How'd you hit it?
Yeah, the first year I played it was 2 years ago. We played with Bubba on the back nine. So the pro-am, you get paired up with two pros, one on the front, one on the back. And so we played with we played with Bubba the second. I can't remember who we played with on the front nine, but we played with Bubba on the back nine. And if anyone's ever knows Bubba, he kind of keeps to himself a little bit, and everyone thinks he's kind of a douche because he doesn't like to talk to anyone. And so, my goal was, hey, when we play with Bubba Watts on the back nine, I'm gonna get this guy to open up. And so immediately I just started talking shit to him. Like I was just letting him have it. Him and his caddy. His caddy was loving it. So finally Bubba opened up to me, and we had great conversations the rest of the way. But he was amazed with how far I could hit it. And yeah, one of those the 18th hole, they had the TrackMan set up, and I think I had a 197 ball speed, and he was basically like, look, like that's going to outdrive 98% of guys on the tour. Like I put on an absolute clinic that day with the driver. So that's why I got invited back the next year with the guy that has the foursome, just mainly to hit the shit out of the driver and let them play from 50 yards away from the green. But yeah, those guys they're unbelievable. This year I played with Patrick Cantlay on the front nine, and I mean the guy is absolute nails with the putter. I think he had 10 putts on the front nine and shot 6 or 7 under. This is a practice round, no pressure on. And these guys, I mean, they absolutely just tear up this golf course. So it's unbelievable to play with these guys and just to talk to them. Just obviously we know what goes on in our 162 game season, but the amount of travel these guys have, and the amount of they spend basically a full week in the city and the practice rounds and the working out and the amount of hours on the practice range, like those guys, they may have it tougher as far as we do, as far as the amount of hours they're putting in. But it's just unbelievable the skill level that those guys have.
What's your handicap?
Right now, I'm probably a 2 or 3 right now. It's on the high side.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Have you heard of Whit Merrifield's tournament? Have you heard about that? Have you gotten an invitation yet?
I heard him talk about it. No, I haven't received the invite yet, but that'd be fun for sure.
We'll get. Hang on one second. Hey, Whit, Corbin Burnes wants to come and take your cash, so you better invite him. I need to get you. We'll make sure the people behind the scenes here hook you guys up. You won't get an email because you're a big leaguer. The minor leaguers and the guys who aren't playing anymore, they get emails, but you'll get a cool invitation.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. It's fun.
Last thing, when you get it was your first time you were ejected, right? If I recall.
Yep.
So I frame mine in my bathroom down here in my batting cage. So highlight what you said. There are going to be some choice words. Eric loves going down there and doing what he does in the bathroom and telling me about it. So highlight it, make it nice and neat somewhere. So when people come in the house, they have something to read and you'll get a good laugh. You'll hear people laughing in the bathroom for no reason. I'm
going to have to do that. I mean, so Kratzer, here's a good story for you. I came in after I got ejected. I was told I had to leave the dugout. I was down in the clubhouse in Cincy, and Chager walks by, and Chager said, "Hey, good game, whatever." And then, like, the game ends, and Chager goes, "Hey, you were ejected?" I was like, "Chager, do you pay attention to the game when you're down here? Like, will you quit playing with your hair or whatever you do in the meantime?" Like, "Yeah, dude, I got ejected. It's my first career ejection. Like, what are you gonna get me?" He's like, "Oh, nice, sick, congrats," and I didn't get anything for it.
Come on, Chager, one time.
Yeah,
I mean, every time we have a Brewer on, Chager comes on. And Chager's like one of these Sarah Lang tweets. It's like Chager's here, and then he's like, wee, and then he's here. He's losing Big Woo's home run bat from the playoffs. Yeah. Now he's not getting to use something. Like, Chager's going to be on this show. I say it every time. You need to bring him on, and his weird little ponytail, since you don't have a ponytail anymore. You can play with his hair.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to him. We got to get Chager straightened out. He's definitely declining over the years. He's getting real show, getting real comfortable. So we'll have to set him straight.
Thank you so much, Corbin Burnes. We appreciate it, and we of course thank you for being on Foul Territory and going the extra mile to find the good Wi-Fi signal. Nice haircut too. We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Yep, awesome. Thank you guys.